Welcome to Capture Culture, where worlds collide, creatives thrive, and the beat never dies. We're your host, that's Adam.
Namaste.
I'm Alex, coming fresh with a mic check and thanking you for the time you're about to invest.
I felt so lame doing that, man. I wish I could take it back. I
Man,
want to
no,
take it back. I was like, oh, I want to
I'm
take it
just,
back.
hey,
Now, but it means I see you. The spirit in me sees the spirit in you. Is that what it means?
Hakuna
Namaste.
Matata, bro.
Hakuna
Hakuna
Matata.
Matata. Hakuna Matata, bro.
The wisest words ever spoke. Hakuna Matata. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing so good. There was a parade in my city, Adam. There was a parade. The Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup, and Vegas was going fucking nuts. Fucking nuts, dude. It was crazy. It was even more electricity in the city than Las Vegas normally has.
The parade, man. I mean, it looked exciting, man. I was looking at the video just now, and it was looking like a
Woo.
lot of fun. But
Woo. Thousands and thousands of people, bro. It was crazy. It was just a sea of people, just a sea of people. And it was peaceful and it was chill. No one started shit. Everyone was having a great time. It was dope, bro. It was like New Year's. They said they got a New Year's turnout, if not more,
wow.
for the parade.
What was your greatest moment at the parade? What was the greatest moment you had at the parade? Like, what was the standout moment you had?
Hmm. Hmm. Dude, honestly, it's the whole thing. I don't want to sound dull about it or whatever, but it was the whole thing was such a spectacle
Right.
that in itself was the best thing, and I got to share it with Alexis. And this run made me a hockey fan this year.
Really?
And the city, that's what Vegas Golden Knights did for Las Vegas. It turned a lot of people into hockey fans. And it turned me into a hockey fan, bro. Honestly, like I'm watching the game and I got more excited watching the Stanley Cup games and watching them play than like the NBA playoffs. It's so like it gets you on the edge of your seat, dude. When the goals are almost there, they score or they don't. And dude, hockey, man, they're fucking tough. They're tough. They're the toughest players in sports, bro. These guys are always fighting,
Man,
like constant.
I've always ranked hockey like on the lowest, even below baseball, as far as something that I would watch or something that I would tune into. And the only reason why I say that is because it's just too fast. When I say too fast, I don't mean like, I don't understand. Like, it's just too fast, man. Like, I just don't get the people coming in and out. I don't get the formations. I don't get the lines. I don't get what offsides is. I try playing it on 2K. I don't understand hockey, man. I just don't get it.
Right.
There's
I
some,
feel that.
you know, um,
It was like baseball is my least favorite sport. So I put hockey over baseball. But I definitely I don't know all the rules, but I know like icing and certain things. I
right,
don't know all the penalties and like
right,
whatnot. I know what a penalty is, and I know like a power play and what a power play is.
right.
And the lines, like I don't necessarily get that, but I know they get tired and they have to sub in and out a lot because it is a lot, dude. You're skating, you're balancing, you're getting hit, you're going super fast. It's super aggressive. And it's dope. It was really fun, and they really made me fans, bro. And it was so cool because we just whooped the Florida Panthers' ass in that last game, and an entire game was a celebration.
That's awesome. I mean, I've always really liked the fact that it's been one of the most violent sports, even
Yeah,
that they allow fighting, which is kind of mind-boggling that professional sport allows fighting. But it's just I just don't
it's
see
fun.
see myself ever playing it because I can't skate for shit.
That
And
could be one reason why you don't like watch it.
yeah, can you skate?
Most people do. I mean, no, most
On ice?
people like you are gonna naturally watch something that you play and you're good at. That's why I like a lot of men watch golf and whatnot.
Right.
I used to be able to skate, but I never really played hockey.
Hmm.
But I don't necessarily want to get into all the sports part of it. It was just really cool, and the city is galvanized. And Vegas, we're known to be misfits, dude. People out here, they think we're all drug addicts or gamblers, or we're all living this wild party life. It's not like that, dude. We're like family people. We work hard, and that party life is always there. And it's never a dull moment in Vegas. And that being said, this moment in time was historical, and the whole city was out, and everybody was celebrating. And I could tell you want to jump in, bro, but let me say something because
Go
I
ahead.
want to get around. I want to get around to the important, and what makes the Golden Knights so special is when they formed. Okay, that year is the October 1st shooting. That year,
Whoa.
50 some people lost their lives in a nonsense, evil act. You know what I mean? And a weird act to me that's still, there's a mystery behind it. Okay, behind that shooting, and they just kind of swept that shit under the rug. And the reason why that means, one, a lot to the city. Vegas strong. This team won it, not just for the city and for everybody that was there to celebrate, but they won it for each person that died that night. And I knew someone that died that night. Alexis's one of her best friends died that night, and they won it for her. Andrea Castillo. I just don't want to forget that name. That name still deserves to ring out, just like every other name that died that night. And there was a beautiful moment. If you ask me what my favorite moment is, here's the moment. At the rally, thousands of people. The rally starts. The guy comes out. We're talking. We're celebrating. The whole city's going crazy. And they talked about all the victims that night. And they put a banner out for him and all the names.
Wow.
They said, this one's for you. And everyone was cheering. And my wife started crying, bro. Crying. And I just grabbed her. And I said, this one's for her. This championship is for her. This championship is for all those people. This championship is for Las Vegas. And it was fucking sick. It was sick. It was a beautiful moment in that. And it's just touching. So that's why this championship is special. That's why everyone that hates on the Golden Knights, because they've only been around for 6 years, fuck y'all. We deserve it. The city deserves it. The team deserves it. And this was a great win for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, baby.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's got to be like just a heavy moment for everybody in attendance, you know. And you said it's like Las Vegas. It's like a New Year's numbers, right? And that's a lot of people. Because I've been out in Las Vegas on New Year's, and it's a lot of fun, you know. But that's really something special that they kind of gave a moment in remembrance, you know. That's classy, you know. And before knowing that, I was kind of like, you know, it's the third week he's been wearing this hat, you know, his Vegas Knights hat in a row, you know, and
because it galvanized the city. Galvanized the city, bro. And I normally rock my hats backwards, you know, but it's a pride thing, and I'm definitely proud to live in Vegas. Vegas is dope, man. Vegas is a dope city, and for those pondering where their next visit or where they may land next, I say consider Vegas. Let's move on, man. Let's move on.
Go Mighty Ducks. How about that? I still watch. I'm talking about the Emilio Estevez Mighty Ducks.
Right. Well, shit, man. Let's keep it moving. This is obviously what everyone's talking about. This is the cooler talk or whatever you want to say. This just tragic story, dude. Tragic story of the Ocean Gate submarine that went to visit the Titanic. They had 5 people in it. Billionaires, millionaires, whatever.
Right.
And they went missing. They went missing for days on end, man. Days on end. And they're pronounced dead. As of today, they were pronounced dead.
Yeah, they had found the submarine imploded. So they found a piece of the submarine, which it showed it pretty much finding that piece of the submarine would have meant that they had imploded. So they pronounced him dead. It's a horrible story, man. It's a really sad story too, because if you think about it, I mean, they wanted to go whatever they were doing, you know, they were looking at it as an excursion, as something that they were doing together. And to be in, man, it's just terror in a tube kind of thing, you know. So it's a
tombstone, man.
Yeah.
It was a tombstone, and at the end of the day, I was literally just talking to Alexis because we were watching an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And this guy's out. The guy's out in space, and he's fixing something, and he's coming back, and the guy might close the hatch on him. If you know.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So
it's good.
So watching the show, in case you haven't seen this episode, there's a possibility this guy gets locked out of a hatch in space, okay, and that he's gonna die in space.
Right.
So that thought of infinity and darkness and which way's up, which way's down, it's like that shit's scary. And I was literally telling Alexis, the only other thing, like I would never be in a fucking submarine.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
Like
never.
I do not want to go deep down in the ocean. Like that's completely not where we're supposed to be as humans.
What about
we're supposed to be on land?
And
then that story broke the next day.
Oh, you had that thought before the story?
I had that thought, and I told her before the story, dude. And then the next day, the story of the submarine happens. I'm like, this is why I don't want to go in the goddamn submarine. Hell no.
Would you go into a naval submarine though, like something like huge and big like that? Never though,
No
huh? No
submarine, bro.
submarine at all.
No submarine. All right, unless fucking aliens are invading and this is
Hmm.
our last call. Still don't even think I would go on a submarine.
Humans don't belong under the
I
water,
might try, dude.
right? Humans don't
No,
belong under
no.
there. Yeah,
And you know,
I
this
agree.
is it really is sad. It's heartbreaking for all the people. And I think today when we got the news that they imploded, I think it felt better for everyone knowing that they didn't suffer.
Oh, they
Because I
suffered. Oh, they suffered, man. Don't you think? Like,
No, well, okay, so when it implodes, this is how they said it happened. So you're assuming maybe it imploded whenever they lost connection with the submarine, which was fairly soon within their expedition.
mhm.
Okay. So they get to a certain depth. Okay. And they said when it implodes, they were literally dead in like milliseconds. Like their brain, it happened so fast they could not comprehend what had happened when it imploded. And they this is bad, this is graphic, but they say essentially their bodies turn into like an egg yolk when you crack an egg or something like that.
So they never realized that they were in trouble.
No.
They never realized that they were ever in any sort of hot water. It was just they were la-di-da, having a great day, implode.
And that's it. Their life
Really?
was over. Their life was over. Which is a crazy thought. It's always like in life, man, be grateful for
And
every moment you have.
anything
And
can
you know,
happen at
anything
any
can
moment.
happen. You know, I just talked about Andrea Castillo, man, and that shooting. That was such a dark time in my life. I knew her. We just went on a double date with her and her boyfriend, and they were both there. Okay, this girl died in his arms, and they're celebrating. They're celebrating a concert, and then the next second, there's just bullets raining down, and it's madness and it's terror. And it really was like a crazy time in our lives, and it was horrible, man. It was like I when you live through it and you know someone
Yeah.
and you can't explain it. So like what happened with these guys in the submarine is sad. You're just living your life, and then boom,
Next
it just
moment,
happened
right.
like that. But I think this story. Why do you think this story was so captivating around the world? Why do you think it captivated everybody?
The money, the million, the fact that they were millionaires,
Just billionaires.
billionaires. They were high profile people. And it's kind of like almost like a horror movie, you know, being trapped in a submarine. You're gonna run out of air, you know, that whole
Yeah.
kind of aspect of it. You know, I thought that they were in there together and kind of like, you know, fighting for air kind of thing, which would be the most terrifying thing to me, you know, like just to
Right.
be trapped under there, you know.
Or you have a panic attack. Like you assume a panic attack.
All
You
of
just
them.
assume they're going crazy. I would
Right.
go crazy,
Right.
dude. I would be going crazy. Like you feel like death is knocking at the door, you know? How do you even sleep? And then and all that.
How
Like
did
that,
it
that's
happen?
horrible. Bro.
How did it
You know?
happen though? You know, like that's like what I guess I saw that there was two people who had left this company. I believe it was
You're gonna go with conspiracy theories? Because there's conspiracy
no,
theories
I'm
flowing
gonna
out
go with
there.
neglect. I'm gonna go with neglect. That
Okay.
it was like it was brought to their attention and that they neglected it.
Mm.
They actually let one person go, and then another person who was echoing that person's statements. He resigned, because yeah, that's
Yeah, dude, do you think the fact that they're billionaires, some people were less empathetic to what was going on? Because I saw some like fucked up memes and videos on TikTok and shit. People kind of poking fun at it and whatnot. Do you think the fact that these guys are filthy rich?
oh,
By the way, for those who don't know, $250,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard that already, to get a seat on this thing.
I mean, I definitely am. I definitely am less, you know, empathetic. I don't feel as sorry for them. I feel like I mean, in America alone, you know, people dying every day, all the time. You know, I think it's a little bit,
Right.
it's a little bit fascinating. That's probably why I got so big. But really, to me personally, I don't feel sorry for them.
Yo, we were just talking in the last episode about how crazy the ocean is in the
Right.
depths of the ocean. I mean, let's bring up the fact that where they were going. They were going to the Titanic. Like, you think it's haunted? Like, no one's even really talking about that shit, but that's kind of eerie that would happen at the Titanic wreckage. Right? Like, you think that? Do you believe in ghosts?
You think that
You believe in ghosts?
You think that
You believe Do you
Titanic
believe some?
ghosts.
Do you believe some could be haunted?
Titanic ghosts. You're saying Titanic ghosts. I think that
Titanic
I
ghosts. A
think.
lot of people
Go
lot of
ahead.
people lost their lives on that shit, bro.
I
You're
mean,
laughing. A lot of
no,
people lost their
a lot of
lives.
people lose their lives on the ocean, man. Like a lot of people lose their lives on like the ocean is no joke, man. Like surviving the ocean is. I mean, I
I know.
feel like I could have lost my life on the beach. Actually, I've almost actually have almost lost my life in the ocean. When I was a young kid, I got stung by a jellyfish, fainted in the ocean,
You told the
drowning.
story.
Oh, did I
You
tell
told
it?
you, you told the story like an episode or two ago.
Okay.
We're
Anyway,
all happy. We're all happy you're
thank you,
still here,
thank
bro.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. No, a
Um,
lot of people could lose their lives
on the
in the
ocean though,
ocean.
the ocean's no
Yeah.
joke. I don't really feel sorry for him. I feel like going to see the Titanic. The Titanic, maybe some, it's got
You
maybe
don't think
some
the
energy.
Titanic is
Has anything connected to like the loss of the legend of the Titanic having contributing to?
is it so far fetched to think that maybe it's haunted? All these years later, people are going to view it. Let me finish. People are
Hmm.
going to go view the Titanic,
Right.
where hundreds of people have died, and this is amusement to them. This is entertainment to them. These billionaires are going to pay $250,000 to go see where all these people have died. I mean, like when you
Hmm.
put it that way, like,
Right.
do you think I'm not saying it's poetic because five people lost their lives. I'm saying like if you really think about it, all the money, the world is hurting. Okay. People need money. There's a lot wrong with the world. And when you're charging $1 million to go to the Titanic, that could go help people. It's not their prerogative to help people, but I'm just saying. And then you go all the way down and you got the Titanic spirits down there, and they're like, you paid how much? You paid how much to come see us?
Titanic spirits, man. Like, uh, it's not that far fetched to think that the Titanic spirits haunted and destroyed the submarine. Is this the
Mhm.
first voyage that the submarine has taken? Is this the first time?
I'm glad you asked, Adam, because it makes my research worth it when I prepare for this moment.
Good.
Okay, dude. So this was the third trip down to the Titanic. So
Okay.
they've had two previous successful trips.
Okay.
The company Ocean Gate, I believe they have three total submarines, and they have all in all 200 successful dives.
Okay.
When you Google this, okay? So they've done this enough times. So the haunted thing, maybe you throw out the window because you figure deep diving is super dangerous.
Right.
Every single time. So if you've done it over 200 times, you figure maybe one of those times something goes bad. You don't want anything to go bad, but maybe if you play a numbers game in the odds, it was almost like something was bound to happen at some point.
It's almost on the people going to take the trip. It's like, oh, you didn't do your research and see that this place has only done 200 dives at most, and there's only been 3 trips to the Titanic. I mean, you're almost like asking for. You're stepping on a rocket to the moon, you know? You don't know if that rocket's going to blow up, or pretty much essentially what you're doing is you're going to another world. You're going to another universe by going down and deep into the ocean. So
You are.
essentially a submarine is a form like it's like a rocket, you know? And rocket
It's not
ships.
like
No,
rockets-
but you get what I'm saying
rockets
in my
blast up to
analogy.
space, bro. A submarine is a submarine.
Right, but listen, there's no ocean in the space. There's no ocean in the space. You understand? Like the ocean, there's just a different chemical. It's just a different man. How do I explain what I'm trying to say? The ocean.
Take a breath. Take a breath. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Wait, I know exactly how to say this. Submarine is to a rocket. Wait, no, a submarine is to the ocean what a rocket is
It's to space.
to space.
All right, congratulations.
Thanks, bro.
You got that. You got that one off.
Come
you
on.
got that one off.
Come on,
I like
fucking
it.
private school. Come on, not
I like
private
it.
school.
Yo, one of the guys that was on the submarine also went to space with Bezos. Okay, so one guy went to space, came back to Earth,
He's
and he was
pushing it.
okay. He was safe.
He was pushing it.
Safe. He could. He survived
Right.
to tell the tale.
He was pushing
This
it.
guy stayed on this planet, and went to the deep ocean, and that's where fate was knocking. That's where the Grim Reaper.
That's
was
interesting
weighing
to
in.
know. He was discovering new frontiers, you know, which I can respect. I'm like, you know what, this guy.
Yeah, well, when you're a billionaire, like what gets your rocks off? You know what I mean? It's type of shit that other people that you know
Will
like
never do.
Like a small percentage never does, because that's what the elite people do. you
Now,
know.
now, do you
So
think that they're gonna haunt the ocean or the Titanic submarine, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
if that's in fact what happened, they have now added to the story. Yes, they are connected. They are definitely connected. But think about that, man. I mean, really, like in the deepest of oceans, that's scarier than space, dude. You
oh
got
yeah,
you got creatures that could kill you down there. You got the pressure of the ocean, the darkness,
you have all those things in space, brother. All those things are in space. Creatures that could kill
creatures
you.
that could kill you. That is
Creatures that
not
could kill you.
necessarily known. We've discussed aliens, bro, but you're saying like it's
Aliens
a matter of
exist.
fact.
They
Not a matter
exist.
of fact.
They could
A
kill you.
shark is a fact that we know.
Okay, let's agree to disagree that there are aliens that could kill you in outer space, and there's darkness, and there's pressure from loss of gravity, you know, or
Sounds like life, right? Just darkness and pressure.
darkness and pressure.
That's crazy, man. You know what else is another interesting fact, dude? I looked this up. There's an average of 50 to 60 volcanic eruptions every year. 50 to 60 volcanoes erupt every year. That's wild, bro.
Where?
That's wild. Like all
All
over
over
the
the
world.
world?
All over the world. So the
Yeah.
reason why I know this is like, a couple volcanoes just recently, like almost back to back weeks, have erupted. There's the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii.
Kilauea. They say that Kilauea.
Kilauea. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No
That's
problem.
my Hawaiian native.
Thanks. I'm not
Uh,
Hawaiian native, but I lived there for 10 years, so I know that says
it's
Kilauea.
close enough. And
Right.
then the Mayon volcano erupts in the Philippines. Thousands had to evacuate there. So volcanoes be erupting, bro. It's not a thought that you pay attention to all the time, but like we talk about life changing at a moment,
Right.
at an instant.
Well,
Like a volcanic eruption could change shit at an instant. And where you live in California, brother, there are a lot of volcanoes in California.
can I tell you something? Actually, man, I've actually had a volcano run right in front of me in Hawaii on the Big Island. I was there, and there was a live volcano with lava, and I could feel the heat from the lava. And they told you don't get too close to it, but it wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't that crazy. It was like a little dribble. It was like just like a little bit of like, oh, it's just a little stream of lava, but it was an active volcano. And in Hawaii, it's not that big of a deal. Like you said, in the other volcano, people were evacuated. In Hawaii, they didn't evacuate anybody. Right?
It's not that big of a deal because in this lifetime, there hasn't been a crazy volcanic eruption. But this planet has been around for ages and ages. And there's been things that's happened in geographical, Pangea. You get what I'm saying?
Anomalies.
You've heard of Pangea and anomalies, and the Earth has shifted. The continents have shifted. So we haven't seen it in our lifetime. Doesn't mean it can't happen. There's 1,300 volcanoes in the world, about 1,300. And about 500 of them have erupted in our lifetime.
I think that Mother Nature in general is very scary, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm afraid of earthquakes. I live on the San Andreas Fault, So earthquakes is something that I actually think about, and I've been in earthquakes.
You don't think a volcano links to earthquakes some way, somehow, maybe a little bit? I mean, it's just like the inner core. It's the Earth's core rumbling. It's like the Earth's blood, dude, the volcano. Well, maybe oil is the Earth's blood. I don't know. But, dude, if a volcano erupts like in Yellowstone or California, or let's say something happens where like 80% of the California earthquakes erupt, like actually erupt, you guys got to fucking evacuate. You're evacuating.
Do you know why a volcano erupts?
I don't.
To create more. So when that volcanic lava, when it cools down, what it turns into is land. It turns into livable land. Like it turns into land that you can live on.
Once it cools off. Yeah.
Right. Once it cools off. So I feel like as far as this side of the planet, I don't think we're growing anymore. I don't think that are there active California volcanoes? Because now you got me shook.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are, dude. There totally are. And we talked about on this show us being like bacteria to the planet. I think the more we fuck with the planet might have a defense mechanism, bro. Like a survival mechanism that if it gets to a certain point, it's gonna eliminate the threat. And we are the threat.
That's what cancer is, I feel like. I feel like
we're probably cancerous to the planet.
No, well, I feel like
we don't want to think about ourselves like that. but we're cancerous to the planet.
Yeah. Um, but we are gonna be wiped out. You know, I feel like we are. There is a cleansing of the earth that the earth will do. You know, it's done it
Mm,
before. I feel like Atlantis or the myth of Atlantis. I'm really not an expert on it, but I feel like
right.
we could be washed out at any minute, man. Any minute, like you said, we could be tomorrow. We could wake up
Yeah,
and
bro.
the sky could be falling, man. The sky could be falling.
Shit changes like that. If a big earthquake erupts in California, a lot of people got to evacuate, and and where do they go? And what happens, bro? It was a crazy thought because I heard one story of it, and then just shortly after there was another story, and then I was just like, volcanoes are cool. Let me Google this shit, and I'm like, dude, there's a lot of volcanoes, and they erupt kind of frequently. Like you said, sometimes they're not a threat, but displacing thousands of people from their home, I mean, that sucks. You know what I mean?
If you had to be killed by Mother Nature,
Mm,
how would you want to be killed?
mm, dude, by a lion or
That's a
Mother
good
Nature,
answer.
Mother
Good
Mother
answer.
Nature. Yeah,
Mother Nature. I take that answer. That's Mother Nature.
does that
So
okay?
you want
I
to be
mean,
ripped up by a pack of lions?
just a lion.
No,
I
no,
wanna
no,
fight.
no. They
No,
hunt in
not a
packs,
pack
bro.
of lions.
They hunt
A
in
pack of
packs.
lions, like
They,
I just want one. I want to like come across Mufasa and
you
then like
couldn't
go out.
defeat one lion. You can't defeat one lion, bro. You could defeat a lion. A pack of
Dude,
lions is how you gotta go.
one on one.
One on one with a lion? No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know, bro.
No, this got to be a situation that you definitely can't get out of. You know you're
All
gonna
right.
die.
You know what? Okay, I don't necessarily think though that's Mother Nature. I would say Mother Nature. I would say a twister.
Mm,
Let me go out in like a motherfucking twister. Let
that's
me get like,
chaos, dude. That's like
dude. Let me like almost get sucked up. I'm just picturing like get sucked up all the way to the top and then maybe just like flung somewhere, bro. Can you imagine?
no, that would be insane, dude.
Can you
That would be
imagine?
insane. Actually,
Mother,
there are
how
storm
would you want to go?
chasers. Um,
I know there's storm chasers, yeah, for sure. I saw the movie Twister. You know what I'm saying, bro? When the cow is flying at the sky.
yeah, yeah, but how would I want to go? I feel like
Mother Nature.
no, yeah, Mother Nature, right? So I feel like I would want to go out like that kid in what was that book where he went out into the woods and he lived in a school bus and he starved to death, you know, because he ate the wrong berry. He ate a wrong berry. I want to pretty much go out eating the wrong berry. You know, the most peaceful,
Yeah.
the most easy way to die is like eating the wrong berry.
I don't
or-
think that would be peaceful and easy though. That's gonna probably be excruciating. That's gonna poison you, and then like you'll. What if you like go fucking like limp and you just like lay there and you're kind of like brain retarded for a minute before you die because of the poison?
Much better than being twisted up into a freaking
I don't know,
twister
bro.
and being
Eating a
shoots back out
berry,
the
that's
front.
a pussy ass shit. Like you're not
yeah.
gonna get high off of it and die. You're gonna die because you ate poison, not because you ate some magic mushrooms.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe or maybe not. Maybe death would be the ultimate trip, but I wouldn't want to be ripped apart by a pack of lions or like drowning in the ocean. I think yeah, berry would be like just easy, unsuspecting. Like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I got some diarrhea. You know, like I'm all
Shit
right, and then
yourself,
just die. Yeah, like that. Sorry
All
if
right.
that you don't like that answer. It's not exciting as a pack of lions, but it's the truth. It's like the way I'd want to be.
Pack of lions and the
You know?
twister is
Yeah.
what I got. And
Yeah.
you want to
Eat a berry. Yeah, I mean,
Berry.
that's how
I was expecting a little more passion from you. I don't
that
know.
is that is passion for
something
life.
more-
That is a passion
something
for
more
life.
passionate.
You know,
You know, hey,
that's fear and passion for. Look, if someone, all right, if you died, right, would you?
well, we all are at one day. At one
Right.
point.
Let's say a loved one dies. Okay, would you want that loved one to like stay in the home and like haunt the home, you know, and just to be like hanging out, you know, like, oh hey, what up, like
Talk about, dude.
you know, like no, that was a legit question, you know, like, or would you, if you died, would you haunt your house, or would you? No, you wouldn't want them to haunt the house and just stick around.
No, bro. I mean, why would you want to stick around and haunt? I would want like, what's next?
To be around the family.
Like, isn't there's? I mean, like, you know, I'm not gonna haunt like unless my wife kills me. Then I might stay. Then I might stay back a little bit. You know what I mean?
All right. Well,
Shake some shit around in the house, like open cupboards, do some
no, not
crazy weird shit.
when I say
That's
haunt,
yeah.
I mean like Casper. Haunt,
Like Casper the friendly
like haunt,
ghost.
like just like turn on the
Just
flicker
be a
light
ghost.
one time. Yeah, just
Communicate through like
the
what do you call
Ouija
that?
board, Ouija board.
Ouija boards and shit.
You know.
Nah, man, I would want to move on to the next world. I'd be like, yo, that's my time.
Mm.
I'm out. I've seen this world. Get me to the next realm. I would hope death is a level up. You know what I mean? That's all I could hope for all of us, man. Is that death one day will be a level up, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what we brought up the other episode, and it was actually in the first episode, the new Black Mirror. Joan is awful.
Oh, it was great.
Uh,
It was great. Yeah,
the
Black Mirrors. By the way,
yeah.
bravo, Black Mirror. Bravo. It's so good, all of it. But
Yeah, so we brought up the quantum computer. Okay, and I just want to talk about this a little bit. I'm not going to get into the science of it because I'm no scientist, but it's an atom. It's a computer made of atoms. So they could run tests again, medical shit, all this shit, right? So theoretically, they say they could reverse aging.
mhm.
This could possibly reverse aging. This could possibly make us immortal with the discovery of the quantum computer,
Mm.
which is mind-boggling. Do you want to live forever?
No. No. No.
Given the opportunity, do you want to live
No,
forever?
it's not right. It's not right. It's not natural. It's not the way of the world, It's not what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed we were made to die, and
It's
and
kind
that
of
gives life a little bit more
okay.
of a shine to it. It gives it a little bit extra shine, It's like, oh, life is precious, and hold on to it and enjoy it for while you can, and
Life
then
is so precious, though. Why not live forever?
because then life would not be precious if you could live forever, right? Life wouldn't be precious if you could live forever. Then life wouldn't no longer
you're
be
saying
precious.
so you're saying that in the infinite fun times that you could have wouldn't be precious? I
Look,
feel like
man, I
this goes
wouldn't.
against. I feel like this goes against everything you always preach to me, dog. I feel like you're always like technology, you got to adapt. This
Yeah.
is what's
Oh
meant
yeah.
to be.
Right.
It's here, it's coming. What if we are meant to live forever because we were meant to find this technology?
Well, I wouldn't want. Look, if I could live forever, it would be as a vampire. That's the way I would want to. I would want to have supernatural powers and super sexiness, and the seduction skills, of a vampire. I wouldn't want to live forever and be 80 years old, and then think about it. That live forever technology, right? It's going to cost money.
You
So,
wouldn't live to be 80 years old though, because they're
well,
reversing aging. So you're actually going to be in your prime living forever.
all right, but this technology is going to cost money, and it's going to go to the people with the money, and
Not
and
even technology though. The technology is being used is to figure out in our DNA
all right.
how to reverse the aging process, because there's something in our DNA that actually says like you're going to age, and they could just reverse that. And right now with the technology they have, they can't figure out this equation, but with the quantum computer, they potentially can.
This might be a nerdy answer, but I feel like I have too much of a curiosity as to what death is to not want to
Mm,
experience it. Like I feel
mm.
like eventually, yes, I do want to experience it, and I'm too curious to not give that. I, I'm too curious to not open that door eventually.
I love that answer, bro. That's deep.
Thanks, man.
It's like the curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat, though. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So it kind of works hand in hand. Yo,
right.
I was playing devil's advocate, but I'm actually with you 100%, bro. I don't want to live forever. They call it rest in peace for a reason. There's a time to rest. This life is a lot. It's stressful too. It could be. It's a lot of things, but it's a lot of thinking. You just think so much, and sometimes like the idea of what resting in peace means, and just like you're done with this worldly life is like, I don't know. It's not something I want, but it's like something I've come to terms. Like we all have to come to terms with that day is going to come. But I don't know if I would want to live forever, man. Does that mean I got to go to work forever
Yep.
to make a living?
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Like I got
Yep.
to work forever to make a living. I mean, there's something nice about growing old and retiring and not, Like there's no retirement when you can live forever. So like, and then here's my thought. Like it's gonna be a violent ass world if everybody could live forever because everyone's gonna be here. It's gonna be fucking overcrowding. And then you do talk. Then what you're saying is like the elite get to pay to live forever,
Right.
right? But then what? I mean, it's just gonna be a violent world, and people are probably gonna get their rocks off by coming close to death, by coming
Ah,
close
very
to. So
true.
you know what I mean? At that point, like that's almost gonna be the high, like knowing that naturally you won't die. So maybe you might push it to the limit elsewhere. Like it could be a wild world, dude. This could be a crazy concept for a movie or some shit or a book. It's probably already made.
It could
It's
probably
probably already made,
it could be
but
the next 5 years, man. If you're, the quantum computer is almost here. The quantum computer
yeah,
is almost here. So if
yeah.
you're really saying that it could reverse aging,
Theoretically, that's what they're saying.
what have you seen that show Upload? Where they when
Yeah,
the
yeah,
people
on
die, they
Amazon.
upload the
Right.
consciousness to into heaven simulation.
It's VR. It's an augmented reality, and
It's
they
a
upload their
simulation, right?
consciousness. Yeah,
Right. Now that's not a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad idea to kind of. I would want to do that because your consciousness is not your spirit, so your spirit can move on to the other side, but your consciousness will stay for the people who you remain, like you could communicate with them. And
what if your consciousness is your spirit? You know what I heard, man? Someone told me this story of like what a soul, what a spirit is,
mm,
and I the details are blurry, but essentially the story is there, and really it's like an ancient tribe. What they called spirit was just your breath, because when you died, that's all they noticed that stopped when you died, like you stopped breathing. So they say your spirit is just your breath.
mm-hmm.
So sometimes we have this abstract idea of what our spirit is, but it could just be your breath. That's the word. From where the word spirit comes from. So I don't know, but I mean, I'm with you, bro. I believe in a spirit and a soul,
Hmm.
and that's a super fucking crazy. I never even thought of that way of looking at it, like you just explained, bro. Like if you upload your consciousness, your spirit goes on to the next realm, but your consciousness is living in this augmented reality.
Right, which is there for the people that you've left behind.
That's wild.
you know
That show is pretty good. It's
it is
funny
a good
because
show.
like they have like the in-app purchases. So, you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
love that shit.
So for
Right.
like example, you could eat like fries or chicken tenders every day for free, but if you really want like a steak and lobster, it's an in-app
Yeah,
purchase.
that's
And
it's
if
great
you want to change your
commentary.
clothes, it is.
It's
It
great
is. It is.
commentary on like where our world is today, and that's, I mean, essentially that's where we're going, with everything.
I
Right.
never got why people want to live forever, man. You know, our homie Beham said he wants to live forever. I don't know. I don't know if I like why.
I think if you sit B him down and kind of like get the serious side of him, he'll tell you like, what, nah, I probably don't want to live forever. Imagine if B him is like, but
He's
his
the
legend,
greatest. He listens to this show, and we love you.
his legend will
His
live
legend.
forever. His
Beham,
legend
if
will live
anyone
forever.
should live forever, it should be you, my friend. You know what I
That
mean?
is that is like,
You could be the
that
leader of the free world, homie. All right, hey, so let's move on to another story, bro. Let's move on real quick. This one really is interesting to me. The Shannon Phillips Starbucks story.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know if y'all remember, man. Years in 2018 or 2020. Um, these two black guys enter a Starbucks and they don't buy anything or
Well,
whatever, and
why
they're
is it
just
that we're
sitting at
saying her name, but we're not saying their name? We're calling them two black guys. Let's actually find their names. Actually,
find their names. Find their
yeah.
names. You're right. I just know because this is the story. Okay, guys. Shannon Phillips just won a lawsuit against Starbucks. She got awarded 25.6 milli, $25.6 million because she was fired from Starbucks for being white. In quotations, the evidence has proven that she was fired for being white, and she was awarded $25.6 million. Wow, dude, this story is pretty interesting, dude. It is crazy. So you're still looking up these guys' names. I don't know. Maybe they don't want their names because they shouldn't have been arrested.
Their names are Rashawn Nelson and Dante Robinson.
There we go.
They're both 23.
So
They're both 25 now, and
young men.
they were said that they were waiting in store for a business partner to arrive to discuss potential real estate deals. I mean, they look like normal dudes, dude. They look like could be you and me, you know? It really
Right,
could
right.
be. Um, and I heard that they settled out of court for $1. Do you know that? Like they settled with the city out of court for $1.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that they settled for $1.
Yeah.
That's a trip. That even makes the story crazier because the manager got fired. Okay, if you Google a picture of this girl, Shannon Phillips, she looks like she would be in the middle of all of this. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not making any accusations. I'm
I
just
just
saying.
did. I just
I'm
did.
just saying the woman looks
Oh,
like she would be in the middle of all this. But look, I brought this story up because I want to talk about it, right? For real. Like, one, did she really do anything wrong?
yes.
Uh let
100%.
Now,
100%.
we're gonna talk about this, man, because
Look, she should have
this
been
okay.
fired. She should have been
No,
fired.
first of all,
She's racist.
no, she's not. Let's tell the story. Let's tell the story. These two guys come in and they don't buy anything and they sit on the side. Okay. Now, I work at retail. I work at a retail store. When people come in casual clothes and don't buy anything and sit away and don't want to be helped or talked to, it's just you would put that under maybe suspicious behavior no matter what you look like. Let me go on because you're not going to let me finish
Okay,
telling
go
why
ahead.
they
Go
got
ahead. Go
arrested.
ahead. Go ahead.
You were talking about this and you're not letting me tell. They got arrested essentially because they got up and they asked for the bathroom key. Okay, she denied them the bathroom key, and then reportedly she had another worker call the cops now and then have them come to get removed, and they got arrested. That's why they got arrested. They came in to the Starbucks, they didn't buy anything, they were sitting on the side, they asked to use the bathroom, got denied, and then they called it, and they were called to get arrested.
Right. So number one, I still don't see why the cops were called. If they got denied the bathroom key, did they? You know what I'm saying? Like they just got denied the bathroom key, right? They didn't.
So one,
There
so
was no
one,
reason to call the cops.
one really telling
Here's.
piece of
Go
okay,
ahead.
man,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
dude,
Go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
come on, bro, come
I,
on,
I,
go
I
ahead,
mean,
you go ahead. I insist.
I used to work at a Starbucks, man. I've worked at a Starbucks, you know, and not only that, I've had to meet people at Starbucks for meetings, for like meetings. You know, I've had people be like, "Oh, let's meet at Starbucks." You know, I definitely think that she, you know, saw the color of their skin. If they were white, you know, she wouldn't have called the cops. Not giving them the key is one thing. She didn't have to give them the key. I understand that. That's one thing. But calling the cops for what? Did they cause a scene? Did they, you know, spit on her? Did they, you know, cuss her out? You know, they're waiting.
Did they?
Did they?
Did they? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, first of all, you're coming out and you're labeling this woman racist. So she might come and sue your ass right now next. I'm looking at this story as an interesting look. I'm not looking at it from any perspective other than it's interesting and what really happened. And I bring up working at retail is because I work with people and I know how nasty people could be. And I know when you tell someone no, they could kick up a little dust and start talking shit, or they start creating a scene in store. I've dealt with this with so many customers who are so out of line and it's ridiculous. I've had a customer throw a rock, a big boulder through a window, a shattered the whole front window with a full store. This place was full. It could have hit a child, could have hit a baby. It came in and it actually went through the window, shattered glass everywhere, and actually hit my manager on the toe as well. And he did this because he didn't want to wait in line to return something. Okay. So people are fucking crazy. Now, I am not saying these two men acted like that. I'm saying we don't know what was said. We don't know how they acted when they were denied keys. We live in a day and age in an Instagram world and where some people do want to just flip their phone out, cause a scene, and try to get people into any kind of hot water or go viral. You don't know if they were like, oh, is it because I'm black? Is it blah, blah, blah? You won't get. We don't know that. We don't know that. Now, if they were white, would she act the way she did? Maybe not. You're right about that. Maybe not. I mean, the instinct is no. Because like I said, when you look at the picture of this woman, we stereotype this woman just like she might have stereotyped
True.
these men.
True.
You get
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? You
Right.
just did that with her, right?
Right.
So I come at it from a perspective working in these environments, like they might have not acted shady at all. And I was going to say one big telling piece of evidence is there is a video from another customer recording their arrest, and they're very calm. You know, they're very calm. They're not causing a scene at all. And the business guy they were there to meet is like, you know, Why are they getting arrested? Why are you arresting them? Is it because of the color of the skin? Blah, blah, blah. And
I mean, the way,
so the evidence looked like they didn't do anything. The
right.
evidence looked, because there was someone on the camera saying they didn't do anything but ask for the bathroom key. So I'm not defending her, and I'm not necessarily defending them. I'm saying we don't know the whole story.
At the same time, man, the way a lot of other stories that we hear about in this country, you know, show they show a bias.
Racist.
Yeah, they're 100%. This country is racist. So
this country still rules in the favor of white people.
So
sure.
So when it turns out that this lady's now, you know, got fired from a job, and now it's a come up. She hit a lick, 25 mil.
25.6
mil.
She got 600,000 in compensatory.
How? She's never gonna make that money at Starbucks. Never gonna make that type of money at Starbucks.
So here's the thing: she was a district manager. She wasn't just a manager of a store. She's been with the company for 9 years. So for someone who's really like, here's another fucked up part of the story, though. Okay, Starbucks fired her for being white, and not only that, they started disciplining other white people and other white managers within the district. This is evidence that was shown. This is why she won the case. She proved that Starbucks was being racist and disciplining white people who had nothing to do with the situation. Nothing to do with the situation. So that's crazy by the company. It just goes to show, like, people were so scared of like the woke culture or whatever at the time. But dude, it's bizarre. Like you said, she came up on 26 mil, but she was making, I mean, being a district manager at Starbucks, she was very much. Like, no, I mean, that's a bit, dude.
District manager. I almost was district manager, you know?
Yeah, I highly doubt that. No. Highly doubt that.
Well, manager.
Yeah, I call cap. I know your work ethic, bro. You probably never made it to manager. No offense.
I was close. I actually quit because they wouldn't.
I know your work exactly.
I quit because
quitter.
They fired me because I wouldn't put my 20s in my drawer. I wouldn't put my 20s away because I would put my 20s in the drawer, and when you get a 20, you're supposed to put it directly in the little safe.
Little safe box. Yeah.
And I was like, I was just jamming, like, you know, it's a long line. I don't care. I don't got time. And
well, a district manager for Starbucks, bro, makes six figures easy for sure. Yeah. My dad was his district manager, Carl's Jr. He was making six figures. So Starbucks is a huge company. So the 600,000 in compensatory damages, that makes sense. I mean, you're making a lot of money. And think about this: her name has been shamed. She got fired. This is a big corporation. Like, finding another job, she's attached to this story of being racist. She might not, she definitely seems to have some stereotypes or maybe a little prejudice, but I've been in situations, man, where we've had to ask people, you have to ask people to leave because.
Yeah. But at the same time,
and they get rowdy too.
Who cares if they use the bathroom? Who cares though?
No,
that's the problem.
But here's another thing though. If you've been to Starbucks all around town, they do deny you sometimes. You either got to buy something or you got to get a code. So a bathroom is not necessarily something she could be like, oh yeah, go. People have worked at Starbucks and said they've seen drug use in bathrooms. And I've worked at places, people come into public restrooms and do all kinds of shit in there.
Yeah.
So her denying it, she doesn't know what they're there for. You got to remember that. This is retrospect. We know they were there waiting for somebody. Right. She doesn't know what they're there for.
But it's not like that they came, like that they've been to the Starbucks before and they were in the bathroom doing drugs and now you're denying them the key. No, you're denying them the key just off of nothing, off of the fact that they've just sat down.
Should have just left them alone. Deny them the key and let them sit down.
No, you should have gave them the key to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean,
should have given them the key. Doesn't matter. They're in there.
I don't know, man.
They could have bought something later on. You know what I'm saying?
She doesn't have to just give them the key because they're black as well, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't like.
You should give them the key because they asked for the key.
But sometimes there's store policies, bro. If you see people sitting there and they haven't bought anything.
What's the store policy now, though?
You gotta. I'm sure. Well, now they probably changed it.
Now the store policies.
They closed down their stores. They closed down their stores for a day to do racial training. What do you call it? Like training. Meetings and training. Yeah, and diversity, inclusion, and all that stuff.
Which every company should do.
So this was a big story years ago, and now it comes out, and she got 26 million for all this. And I mean, like, look, I'm with you. I'm not saying like there's no fuckery going on here. Okay. Yeah. I'm not saying that those guys should have been arrested. They should not have been arrested. Okay, you should not be arrested for a situation like that.
Here,
But what I like, would a black woman, if this happened to a black woman, would she be awarded 26 million?
I'm not sure, but
So if I'm gonna
who
play devil's advocate there too, like, like, that's, I almost feel like the money is white privilege as well.
who should be applauded in this situation is her lawyer, though. Her lawyer definitely has got to be, got
Oh
to get
yeah.
a pat on the back, because that I thought, when I heard the story, I thought it was over. I didn't expect to hear from it again.
We didn't think anything of it. Yeah.
And yeah, man, props to her lawyer. It was a smart lawyer. Definitely got
Dude,
it.
Starbucks paid out 26 milli, dude. Fired for being white. 2023, dude. That's
Fired for being white. It's tough out here. It's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
The lady's definitely a pimp, because
Yeah.
I mean, look, somehow, like, she's the villain of the story. She comes out, smelling like roses, and she
smelling
doesn't
like money.
smell like exactly.
So
Smell like
all
money.
right, let's play a game, dude. Man,
Yeah.
what would you do? What would you do with 26 million? That's no
26
taxes.
All right, no taxes. No. Let's be real.
no,
Let's be real.
No,
Let's
no,
be
no,
real.
no. You're
10
coming
of it-
home. You're coming home with 26 million. That's your money. What are you doing with 26 mil?
Buying Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin and I'm buying Dogecoin, bro. I'm going all in. I'm going all in on Bitcoin, dog. That's what I'm. No, I would definitely donate some to some Afghanistan charities. Definitely try and help with the. No, I'm serious. I would try, actually. I would invest it in the country, in the development. This is the dorky answer. I would invest it in the development of the country of Afghanistan, really, because it's kind of what it needs.
Have you ever been?
No, I don't think I ever will be. It's
Why not?
Well, it's a mess, man. It's I would die.
If
I
you're
would be
getting
killed.
26,
I'd be
no,
killed.
bro. I follow someone on Instagram, man. He's a rapper. He's an Afghan rapper. Big OZ. Big OZ. Random shout out to Big OZ. He's an Afghan rapper. All right. And he went to Afghanistan, bro, and he was posting pictures. It was a beautiful country, and he's living his life. He's living his life out there. So you fucking all cap, dog. You just talk.
Maybe
talk.
Yeah,
you got no
I've never
reason,
been.
no excuse.
I've never been. You're
The Middle
100% right. You're 100% right.
No, well, okay. Look, the Middle East is dangerous, bro. I've been to Jordan. I've been to Lebanon. My family's Jordanian. I've been to Jordan. I would never go back. I went. I saw it. I'm good. It's cool. The hotel I stayed at got suicide bombed years later.
Why wouldn't you go back?
Because the Middle East is just it's dangerous, like you said. It is dangerous. I just don't need. I would go to maybe Jerusalem and the Holy Land and all that, but that's pretty much it. The world's a big place. I want to go other places in the world.
I feel like Afghanistan, with the way I am, like, I got like colors in my hair. I got dreadlocks. I don't speak the language. I'm very outspoken. I smoke weed. I just watched a video in Afghanistan.
Just keep coming up with excuses.
Listen, what they do to people what they do with addicts in Afghanistan, they round them up by, like, they throw them and they pack them in a van and they throw them in a rehab, like in a jail, pretty essentially in a jail with very minimal, like, they have very minimal.
You do that with who? Addicts? You're an addict?
No. Well, yeah, I smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? I smoke weed, but at the same time, like, opium is huge out there. And heroin is really big out there as well. But the way they do it, man, is just, it's so inhumane, man. They just, like, grab these people, and these people got kids, and like, this guy was saying, like, I've got 8 children, who are gonna feed my children tonight? And it's like, legit, no one else is gonna feed that dude's kids. That dude's kids are.
Well, if that dude's strung out on opium and heroin, then maybe those kids should be taken away from their dad.
No.
I don't know. Look. Anyway, 26 mil. You're gonna help Afghanistan. That's what you're gonna do. You never been to Afghanistan. You don't really live your culture, from what I see and know. I mean, I know it's probably part of your everyday life. You're like me. You're an Americanized. You're Americanized Arabian. But you don't really
Arabian.
like. I don't.
Arabian.
Afghan. I don't see you eat the food. Do you eat the food?
Yeah, I love the food,
You do. You
man.
love the food. What's your favorite Afghan dish?
Mantu, man. Mantu. I love mantu. What
Mantu.
it
What's
is,
mantu?
mantu
What's
is like
mantu?
it's like dumplings with like beef and onions inside of it, and then on top of it, you got
Okay.
like yogurt and like chives and carrots, and it's so good, dude.
Sounds fire, bro. That
So
does
good.
sound fire.
It
That
was
sounds
delicious.
fire.
My mom's makes it so good, and actually all my aunties they make it so good, and yeah, I love mantu, and then palau, which is like brown rice with like brown like meat in it too, like chunks of meat, and yeah. I love
Why
I
don't you say something in your native tongue, bro, for
like
everybody?
well tell me
Just
something to
say
say.
no.
Uh
Just say something.
s-
Say something.
um
Spit a little Afghan rhyme for us right
still
now,
a
bro.
little Afghan. No, I'm gonna say Salam
No.
Storatin Nome Madamas Farsi Gamas and Bishor Huma Farsima Bishor Hubas
Ooh,
that's it. Yeah.
that's dope, bro. You're good with it, bro. I'm bad with Arabic. You're good with that.
It's my first
Uh,
language actually, dude. It's like English is my second language, so
yeah. I was fluent too when I was a kid, and they told my parents I would develop a stutter if I kept speaking two languages. So
that
they just spoke English with me.
I had a huge stutter as a kid, man. I had a very bad stutter as a kid and
Yeah.
a lisp as well. So,
Shit.
yeah.
Well, good thing you fixed that so we could do this podcast.
Yes,
This
sir.
podcast. Yo, bro. RIP to everyone we talked about in this episode for real.
It's a heavy episode. It's a heavy.
You know, we had some heavy topics, but we still had some topics we could laugh about, and that's life. And that's life for you. And this was another episode, man. Thanks for listening in. Stay blessed at your best and with a solid flex. We out.
See you on the next one.